Hi Pisces, welcome to your month ahead tarot for November 2019 with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. If you haven't got your space yet, there are still spaces on the winter solstice alignment activation session. Spaces are limited and they are going, so please, if you want to get yours, hit the link in the description box below. With that said, excuse me, if you I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So when I went into my intuition, my meditation for the sign of Pisces for November 2019, what I actually saw was a brick wall. And I was like, oh, okay, so barriers, like, and then all of a sudden, bang! And then I literally just kept seeing thing after thing. It didn't matter what was bursting through the wall, but the message was the same. This is time for you to break through whatever barriers, whatever walls, whatever has been put in your path, whatever it is that you feel like is a barrier to whatever it is that you want, to whatever it is that you want to create, to wherever it is that you want to be in your life. This is the month where you can break through that, Pisces, right? Even though we've got a Mercury retrograde, that Mercury retrograde is trine to your own sign, right? Which actually provides you a harmonious energy, and it kind of takes the edge off of this Mercury retrograde for you. I actually think there's going to be you and probably one or two other signs that will sail through this, and when I say sail through it, I mean you'll come through it relatively unscathed compared to most people, where they're kind of all like, you know, I think yourselves and Leo are definitely coming through it with a lot more ease than most, and possibly Aquarius, I think. But yeah, the message for you guys is breakthrough, right? This is not a time to go around, it's not a time to go under, it's not a time to seep in or, you know, wait it out, because water is very patient, right? And you are the epitome of water. Water is patient, it's kind, it's loving, it's ferocious, it's deep, it's you know, it's all encompassing. When you put something in water, it just, you know, it envelops things. That's what it does. But this is not a month for you to do things like that. This is a month for you to, whatever it is you have, whatever it is that you're facing, whatever the barrier is that comes at you or is presented to you this month, you have to break through. And funnily enough, I've put that, it's not a very good drawing. I mean, we've all been laughing about it recently, like I cannot draw for toffee. But what I could see once the wall had been punched through, it was like on the other side, it was bright, it was sunny, it was beautiful. And that's what the message is, right? So whatever it is that you're presented with this week, you're going to have to find a way to break through it. Like I said, water will find any other way to get around a problem. This month, you can't do that. This month, you're going to have to meet the challenge head on. And because that's what it's giving you. It's giving you sorry, there's a little birdie outside. Right, it's giving you the power to punch through that so that where you get to is ultimately where you want to be. All right. So your actions and interactions with the world at large this month, you got the Empress, right? So this is beautiful because the Empress gives you that passionate energy. It sees you really reaching for something or going for something. The Empress is about abundance. She's about love. She is all about creating a fertile environment for our ideas. She is the epitome of growth, right? She knows how to take something, to nurture it and see it through to completion. And if you haven't heard me say it, I recently said that water is the most intelligent element, right? That's not to say that the others don't have their intelligence, because they've all got different attributes. There are things that other elements can do that water will never be able to understand. That's the way that it's all supposed to work, right? And the fact that you've got the Empress here in your actions and interactions with the world at large, you're living passionately this month. You're living on purpose. You are breaking through whatever it is that comes at you this month. Any challenge, I feel sorry for any challenge that's put in front of a Pisces this month, because you're going to blast through it. And do you know what? It's not like you know, like, yeah, get a club and all of that. You're doing it through the guise of the Empress, right? So you're going to make it look easy. You're going to make it look skillful. You're going to make it even look graceful. And people are going to be like, damn, like they just tore through that barrier and still look like a boss while doing it. Like, oh my gosh, you know, as an example. You will be able to do the difficult things this month, but do it with so much grace and poise that people are like, wow, okay, you know, that was quite elegantly done. Male or female is kind of irrelevant for you, you know, it's just about you demonstrating through pure skill and through pure passionate living that you can overcome any obstacle that is put in front of you. Your money and materials this month, you've got the Page of Cups, right? This is your energy. Page of Cups is a very Piscean card as far as I'm concerned. So some people might argue that, but I think it's the Piscean card, right? So the fact that this comes up in your money and materials means that you're getting very creative when it comes to your finances. You could be asking yourself, right, what are the more ways for me to make money? We've got a Mercury retrograde that is trining your sign, right? Mercury retrograde is thoughts. It's where we re-examine, re-evaluate, look over things, go back over things. The fact that it's next to the Empress there, or the Earth Mother in this deck, so you've got water and earth here because you've got a Taurus card, Taurus or Venus, depending on which way you look at it, who is, you know, blessings, abundance and growth in that respect, right next to the Page of Cups, which is you really searching your mind, right? How can I make more money out of this? How can I generate more money? Is there something that I can do that I haven't been doing so far? You could be really asking yourself as well, for some of you, about a personal business. Is there something you've always wanted to do? This could be a month where you're really saying to yourself, actually, you know what? I think I might be able to make that work, you know, which is brilliant. For your physical health as well. This really looks for me like you're looking after your physical health, but for a lot of you, this is about your sleep pattern. You will be saying to yourself, right, you know what, I'm feeling a bit more tired than I usually am, so I'm going to start dedicating more time to rest. You know, I'm going to make sure that I'm actually getting more sleep than I usually do, or I'm going to start regulating my sleep pattern. This is about you really doing what you can on a practical level to look after your health. But because it's the Page of Chalices, this represents your dream time. So, you know, that for me says that it's something about your sleep. But yeah, in terms of money and materials, it looks like a good month, but it does look like a month where you're getting creative, where you're asking yourself, right, how can I maximize the returns on this? Your communications with the world at large, you've got the Nine of Cups. You're getting some really good news this month. Really good news. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, it's hope, it's blessings, it is emotional contentment. It falls right next to the Page of Cups as well, which really, for me, that's some form of a blessing that comes in terms of finances. For those of you that are in jobs, you could find out that you're getting paid more than you expected to. For those of you that have just started jobs, you might end up getting a contract and seeing, oh, actually, I'm getting more money than I expected. It's very much about good news that focuses on you. The fact that it falls next to that Page of Cups is what tells me that your ideas this month, anything that you put forward, will be met with really good, it will be received really well, as will you. And then finally, for your heart and half sector, for your personal relationships, you get the Green Man, right? So this is the Fool card, and the Green Man is about growth, it's about enjoyment, it's about fun, it's about being connected to the natural rhythms of life. And the fact that you've got this in your relationship sector, for those of you that are single, this could really be where you run into somebody. This could be the month where you meet someone, where you meet somebody that just absolutely really knocks you off your feet, right? Really, really surprises you. You got the Fool card right next to the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, but it's also ultimate contentment, emotional contentment, right? And the fact that you got the Fool card here, for those of you that are single, you're definitely meeting someone this month, somebody really, really exciting, and somebody that just brings a truly warm glow to you. Now, the breakthrough for you guys, that this is talking to you and you feel that in your love sector and you're like, yeah, you know what, Raf, that feels right. This could very well be that you're breaking through the barriers that have stopped you from aligning with the right person up until now. You could be really getting very clear on that stuff. It's Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. There's nothing superficial about the sign of Scorpio, right? So for you, Pisces, that's a trine element. That's a trine energy even. That is bringing you this ability to look at things objectively and to get the best results from the understanding that you get from looking at those things. For those of you that are partnered or in relationship, this is a new start, right? This month is going to offer that new, fresh energy for both of you, for you and your partner. It's going to give you that, you know what, I feel like I'm actually feeling it now. I've got that little bit of a jittery excitement myself. I actually feel like I'm stood looking over a ledge, like, because that's what the Fool card is, right? It's that new energy. And you know, when new things come, yes, there's excitement, but there's also nerves, there's also a little bit of fear there as well, right? And it feels for me like, for those of you that are partnered Pisceans, you have a big fresh start when it comes to your relationship. And it's like, because it's next to the Nine of Cups, you're doing this together. And it's like, you feel supported, they feel supported, and you're both like, I see you like holding hands and saying, fucking, the world is fucked. They're going to have to deal with us both. Right? But in the best sort of way, you know, no harshness or violence. So let's have a look, see at what the first week of the month has to say for you. And this month you get the High Priestess, right? And this thing as well, what I was saying about living passionately and breaking through things with the High Priestess, you might have moments of real clarity this month. You might have moments where you just feel to go off the beaten track, to do things slightly different. She is always hidden things revealed. She is energy and sometimes energy, but very often information that's revealed to us that we didn't have, that we didn't know before. Excuse me, massive energy shift there. And the fact that it falls right underneath the Empress means that this is about you. You might be doing some things behind the scenes to make life better for yourself and make life better for your partner if you have one. You might be working on things behind the scenes that you want to release at a later date. That's brilliant, because it suggests that anything that you work on now, you'll be able to keep under wraps. And when you release it out into the world, it's going to, you know, this is you laying ideas on the fertile ground. Beautiful. Wrong deck. All right, so okay. What is it? Your second week of the month, you got the Empress, right? So there is definitely new abundance coming in. There is definitely new enjoyment coming in. For some of you, this is about a second job. It could be a personal business. It really does feel like it is something of a personal nature. Something that you're doing that's going to earn you extra money. It might not necessarily take off this month, but it's definitely something that you've got your sights set on, and you're like, I'm going for that regardless of what it takes me to do. Now, the fact that you've got the Empress here as well, and you've got it twice, that's a double hit of 3 energy. 3 is about communication, expression. It's about beauty. It's about you seeing that actually a simple life or simplifying life can be really beautiful, and that actually sometimes breakthroughs, right? Sometimes the power of nature to destroy can be really, really devastatingly beautiful. And what do I mean by that, right? When you see a flower perish, right, it will perish and it will drop on the floor. As an example, right, when you think about harvest time, apples, whatever, they all drop on the floor and then they rot. But then in that is the seed. So when it goes into the earth, you get a sprouting of another tree, right? There are whole forests in the world that have grown that way, right? And sometimes nature is devastatingly beautiful in that way. Sometimes breakthroughs have that bittersweet element to it, because you have to destroy something in order to build something else. Well, this is what I feel, right? And it's interesting. So you've got that there, right, as the punch through the wall revealed the sun to me. And then when you look here, if you see, she's like a crone, almost like an older, almost like a grandmother holding a baby. And that for me me really represents the dichotomy, right? Is that from the older things comes new life, and vice versa. Like it's a cycle. In terms of your money and materials, this second week could really see a blessing coming through, and the fact that it falls next to the High Priestess really does suggest that there could be some sort of unexpected windfall, some sort of unexpected promotion. It could be that, I don't know, something that you'd done ages ago and forgotten about. And then you get a letter or you get an email and it's like, oh, by the way, you've got this, this and this that you can claim. And you're like, okay, wow, where did that come from? I didn't even expect it. All right, your third week of the month, you got the Tower card right underneath the Nine of Cups. This is a surprise blessing. There is something this month that is coming into your world that is going to be surprising. Now, I do have to say this, with a double hit of the Empress, with the Nine of Cups right underneath the Tower card and the Green Man or the Fool card there, this is a very fertile month for you. If you're in that situation and you could potentially end up making a baby and that's not what you want, be very, very conscious of that this month, because this is a very surprising and very fertile energy. The other thing is, this is spontaneous good news, right? Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. It could be as well that some of you get an offer that comes completely left of field. It's almost like there's something that's saying it's almost like you're on one specific path and then you get this, the Tower card, you get some sort of news or information and it kind of says to you, and like you're on this path and then something opens up and you're like, oh crap, okay, but that path could be truly amazing. It requires all of this upheaval and disruption and revolutionary approach to things, but it could be truly awesome. Pisces, even though you are a mutable sign, tends to like the things that are easy and allow them just to kind of flow and meander. You could be thrown a bit of a curveball by the universe this month, but not one that's like, oh my gosh, it's going to ruin my life. It could be one that opens up and you're like, wow, I never in a million years could I have imagined that something like that would drop in my lap. All right. For those of you, let's have a look at your personal relationships. You've got the Fool card right underneath the Green Man, which is the Fool. There is definitely a new partner, a new lover, a new somebody coming into your life. For those of you that are single, you've got the Tower right next to the Fool card. That in itself is a double hit of Uranian energy. This is going to be a month of changes, a month of new things, a month of new developments. For those of you that are partnered, this is great. It really is that fresh start. And it's like you have that fresh start together. Even if one of you is, as an example, one of you goes off and is starting a new job and the other one is, stays in their job. It's about your lives together. There's something about it where you guys are, it's almost like you're reaffirming your bond and you're saying, yeah, you know what? All of this is about to change. It's like you can both feel it and you're both saying, you know what, let's do it. Let's, jump in both feet and go for all of these changes that are happening for us, which is really, really exciting. But there is going to be some twists and turns this month. And it's up to you to utilize this energy of breakthrough, right? So whatever you're presented this month, if it feels like a challenge or you think to yourself, oh, I can't do that, or it's, it's never going to happen for me, or I don't know how to deal with that, or this is a month for you to say, no, I'm going to make it happen. I choose to break through. For some of you, those of you that are single especially, for those of you that are partnered, there is a lot of fertile energy here, right? So just please keep that in mind. For those of you that are partnered, for partner, those of you that are single, rather, this really feels for me. It really feels quite big, like you're breaking through the barriers of yourself, right? You're breaking through that whole, I can't have a partner, or it's never going to happen for me, or, when I do finally attract somebody, they're like this, this, and this. All right, your key to the month, the Ace of Wands. Beginnings, power, energy, creative force, creative energy. This month you're shining, Pisces. You really get you get a chance to shine. You get a chance to be seen. You get a chance to be heard. You could really end up creating something. Page of Cups, Ace of Wands. You could end up creating something this month, even if it's just an idea that you put down on paper. You could end up creating something this month that goes on to make a shed ton of money. You could go on to create something this month that completely changes your life. It won't do it this month. This is just where you lay the seed, where you sow the seed, and you have to nurture it and nourish it. But whatever you create this month has a potential to really open your life up for the rest of your life. I believe you're going to remember this month for a long time to come, Pisces. I really, really do. Finally, this whole thing that I mentioned before about the sleep-in, you're going to have to really keep an eye on that. Just because now that I look at these cards, I'm like, yeah, you know, just make sure you're well rested all the time so that you're ready for anything. I absolutely love this month for you. I truly hope it brings you all the best and brightest. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.